Hi and hello everyone. I'm really pleased once again we've got Sherando Ferril from Yardbridge Entertainment,
Mhm.
and we're going to be talking about the role, which being ready for the role.
That's right.
So, Sherando, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for having me, Rudy. How you do?
I'm very good indeed. I'm very good indeed. So, let's get straight into it, Sherando. What are the most common mistakes actors make in auditions, and how can your coaching help them avoid these pitfalls?
Oh, wow. All right. So just I'm gonna answer, but just a little tips of a background in terms of
Yes.
so I've been doing this for a minute. I've been doing this now for over 30 years. I've been doing it globally. I've done works in Jamaica, in the US, at various parts of the US, including Atlanta and Los Angeles, where I've also taught at the New York Film Academy in LA. I've done works in Canada. I've done works in parts of Africa as well. So I've been on both ends of the spectrum, if you will. So I've been the actress and I've also been the casting director and the producer. So I've walked into the room with the nerves of trying to figure out, oh my God, am I gonna get this role? Like, oh my God, are they gonna think I'm good enough? And I've also been on the other side of it of, oh my God, I've seen this performance already. Can somebody else please come in with something interesting? And so from that perspective, some of the most common mistakes that are made is one, wanting the job too much. It is very important for us to note as actors that hearing a no is not the end of our careers, right? Because you did not get this job, it does not mean that you are not a good performer. What it means is you're not the best option for this job. That's the first thing.
Mhm.
One of the major mistakes we learn, or rather that we make. The other thing is focusing on learning the lines verbatim. Now, knowing the lines is important, but it is more important for you to know the lines when you're in front of the camera after you get the job versus trying to figure out, okay, I have to ensure that I get all of these lines correct and I can't miss a the and I can't miss an a and all of that stuff. What the casting director is looking for more than anything else is a performance, the fact that you understand the scenario, you understand the character, and you are able to deliver. That's one. And two, they want to know that you can take directions. So a lot of times when an actor goes in and they're doing casting for a job, and the actor goes in, the actor they'll say, do a read, and they do a read if you're doing with somebody who's next to you or somebody at the table. And then the director will give you directives. Do it as if, say it as if. So to change the scenario, what they're trying to do is to see if you're able to take directions. And if you're able to take directions, how you execute that. And if you are good, they will keep asking you to do different things. If you're bad, they'll probably just say, thank you very much, kind of thing. Um, One of the other things is, and I'm not giving away too much because I want people to sign up for the class. One of the other things is not having a keen enough understanding of the character that you're playing.
Yeah.
So I say to any actor, when you get sides, sides are a part of the script that I want you to read in the audition. When you get sides, typically in the email, it says, if you have any questions, do let us know.
Mhm.
Most actors afraid to ask questions. No, man, ask questions, man. Ask questions about the character, ask questions about the scenario, ask questions about what happened before this side, what happens after. So that way you have a better sense of the person that you are portraying. So you can understand them better and then give a better delivery. So those are just three of some of the common mistakes that actors make when they're going in for an audition.
Mm. So, generally speaking, how much time do the actors have to prepare? What's that time
Well,
period?
it really depends on
Generally speaking,
It depends on the time that they're given by the casting director.
right?
Because I've been in a position where I've gotten a script this morning to submit a self-tape this afternoon. And
Oh,
I've been in a position where I've gotten it 2 weeks before. So it really depends on the production, and the timeline of the production.
so how do you guide an actor in building a truly authentic character that connects with audiences?
So the basic thing for me, or the most important thing for me, is always to ask why. Why is this character doing this? Why is this character responding this way? Why are they in this situation? And the other very important thing for me is connecting self to character. So the actors who are more in tune and connected with themselves tend to deliver better characters. because we're all human beings, and there is a hint of us, hopefully, in the characters that we get to play. So, what I do with my actors is a lot of psychological work. So, we spend a lot of time trying to understand the actor, that person, whoever that human being is, the things that you fear, the things that make you happy, the things that make you sad, because you'd use those same emotions to drive your performance in these particular characters that you're going to be portraying. When you get to a certain point, different actors have different things. So now I'm talking about actors who don't necessarily have a lot of experience. I am at the point where when I play a character, I play the character's emotions.
Right.
There was a time when I used to play my emotions through the character. But until you get to the point where you can fully separate yourself, then I encourage and I teach my students to tap into you, tap into things you've experienced before, find those feelings, find those emotions, those experiences, and push that now through the feelings and emotions of the character.
Okay, okay. So in a sense, you're also asking people to draw on their lived experience and use
Absolutely.
their imagination as well, of course.
Absolutely. A lot of people are afraid of that doing it because plenty
Yeah,
of
of
people do the
course.
mind work, So to step into your mind to go, oh my God, what is it that I'm afraid of? What scared me when I was a child? And people afraid of work like that. And
Yeah,
it's deep work and it's real
yeah.
work. And I've done it with my students in LA and I've done it with my students at Edna Manley.
Mm,
And we've had sessions where people just a ball because we're all unhealed on some level. But
yeah,
you see, the thing is, when you're able to tap into that as the actor, because I train my actors to, you need to tap it and come out. We're
right.
not staying there. This is not a psychology session. This is not a mental session, right? We're not trying to fix your past. What we're trying to do is tap into your experiences so you can tap it, use it, and then come out of it. So there are tools that we use to find it, tap it, and then come out of it. So the actor walks away with a toolkit as to how to use that when they need it.
So what's your top tip for staying performance ready when the pressure's on when you're actually on the film set itself?
Well, there are a few things, but I think the one thing that I would draw on as the top tip is, and again, I'm talking about actors who don't have a vast amount of experience.
Mm,
Stay in your character.
okay, yes.
So there are some people who have the ability to, playing a villain, right? And they're mean, and they can cut and they jump out of it. And on and on. No, 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 no. Some people can't do that. So
Yeah.
my top tip is stay in character. If you're a mean son of a bitch in the script, be a mean son of a bitch on set. And when you are done, you can apologize to the folks from makeup. You can apologize to the folks from craft service.
Sounds a bit
You can
risky.
apologize to everybody after. But people who have been involved in set work will understand that
Yeah.
this is a process and every actor has a different
Mm,
process. So until you are able to not just own the role, but hone it in a certain kind of way where it is yours, where you can jump out and jump back in, I say stay in character. It helps you, Rudy, because it also helps when you're relating to everybody else. And they say, this is by the time you're supposed to hear action again,
mm.
you are so embodied with this character. It's so fulfilled. It's such a part of who you are that your performances will naturally become way more easier when it's time to deliver.
Yeah. So that sounds very much down to keep doing it, because again, as you said, you kind of psychologically leave yourself a feeling of being vulnerable, I would imagine.
That's it right there. There's a vulnerability in acting that is necessary for believability to come. And
Right.
if I don't believe you when you're playing that character, it means you're not being vulnerable enough. And if I don't believe you, then
Mhm.
you're not going to capture my attention and hold my attention.
Yeah.
And therefore, you will not get any more work. And therefore, you will not get any awards.
Yeah. Yeah. So, with your vast experience, as you mentioned earlier on, across the global festival worlds and the film, Cannes, etc., what are the key qualities do you think that make Jamaican actors stand out internationally?
Key qualities that would make us stand out. I think, first of all, having worked in these various spaces, one of the things I've come to recognize is that Jamaica is full of talent,
Hmm.
right? Jamaicans are just naturally talented. We're natural storytellers, we're natural performers. And so wherever we go, that naturalness comes out. I think what will make us stand out is that just be true to who we are, be authentic in who we are as performers. Be true to the Miss Lou, what we know about, who grew up on Miss Lou and Masteran, or those of us who grew up on Oliver Samuels, or those of us who are growing up now on Christopher Johnny Daly, and all of those people, or those of us who are watching Shirley Ralph overseas. So stay true to who you know you are as a Jamaican. Boy, Jamaicanness is a thing where, Rudy, me can't even find the words to describe it.
Yeah.
There aren't words in the dictionary to describe how awesome it is to be a Jamaican.
Yeah.
But if I am to choose one word, the word I would choose is authentic. Once we stick to who we know we truly are, then we will stand up. Because being a great actor, is not just about being able to deliver lines and come up with great characters. Because as a producer and a director, I've made decisions on people who work on my set based on their personality. It's not just based on their talent.
Hmm.
Because you want to know that when you say cut, or if we're starting late, or if we're running late, you're not going to have a diva on your hands.
Yeah.
You're not going to have somebody who's going to cause disruption.
Hmm.
But a Jamaican, a true arty Jamaican, just authentic. But when I watch nothing, that I go on, I'm going to eat some food, I'm going to go and chill and I run to a joke or you know what I mean? So that level of authenticity, I think, is one of the things that will always make us stand out wherever we go.
Yeah. So, in the sense you're describing it, Jamaicans have a vast cultural reservoir from which to draw from.
Yeah, yeah.
So, how would you help somebody access that if they felt that, or you felt that they really needed to do that?
To be more authentic.
Yeah, in terms of drawing on that cultural reservoir that is Jamaica. 'Cause-
Well, first of all, there would need to be a clarity that they understand what being a Jamaican is, understand
right.
who they are,
Yeah.
because there are some Jamaicans who just not we not understand, we not get who we really is, the depth
Mm.
of who we are as a people, the richness of our culture, and so on and so
Right.
forth.
Right.
So first of all, there'd have to be an understanding that they are clear on what their Jamaicanness is.
Right.
And
Yes.
once they understand and once they've gained
Yeah.
the clarity on that, then it's just again about teaching them how to tap in when
Yeah.
they need it, tap out when they need it. Because all the way have to wear a mask, and
Yeah.
depending on where we are and what we
Yeah.
do, and all the while we can show up like that. So
Yeah.
if we have a need to know when we tap in and when we tap out.
Yeah.
And I think again, the fact that we're able to not just code switch, but personality switch as Jamaicans, that's another thing that make us so great wherever we go.
Exactly, and I think that's where I was really going there in terms of that there's a Jamaican code, there's an
Mm-hmm.
expectation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. So, Sherando, tell us what are you doing at the moment? What are the current plans? If people want to get in contact with you.
Oh, okay. So we're doing this course called Be Ready for the Role, that which is
Hmm.
what we've been talking about just
Yeah.
now. And they can get more information on that by following me personally at Sherando Ferril. I'm on
Right.
Instagram and Facebook.
Mhm.
There's information there. There'll be more information coming up about the course. The course starts in September.
Mhm.
And what it is there's people can have individual classes. Because initially, when I put this together, my intention was for it to be one-on-one. Because
Right.
if you're preparing for a role, then
Mhm.
what you want is individual attention.
Mhm.
Yes. The one for auditions, we can always do that as a class. And for onset, that is somebody who now wants to take it to the next level.
Mhm.
So we've gone through the audition process. You've helped me build out this character. Now I need your onset as an acting coach just to ensure that also, for directors and producers who may have actors on set who are not as experienced and they need somebody on set to help guide them through the process of finding, building, maintaining, and
Okay.
delivering these characters, that
Mhm.
is also a part of what coaching for on-set refers to. So there's that. But there's also something that I'm doing through my company, Yardbridge Entertainment, called Unscripted Sundays. Now,
Mhm.
when I was about I love to give credit where credit is due.
Hmm.
When I was about, I don't know, 17, 18, 19, somewhere there. I don't remember a few years ago,
That's 5 or 6
I'm black,
years
so you
ago.
can't really tell. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Leave me alone, Rudy, whatever. Right. A few years ago, I remember we used to have, or the folks leading theater back then used
Mm.
to have a Sunday morning reading at the Philip Sherlock Center, the Creative Arts that's on the university campus.
Yeah.
And as a young actress, it was just a joy when I got invited to be a part of it.
Mm.
What it was works that were not yet published. And so we would come as the actors and we would go on stage and we would read.
Yeah.
And then, it was a fun time for all to be had and we'd get feedback and whatnot. So it really was a table read.
Yeah.
What we're doing at Unscripted Sundays is basically an elevated table read.
Right. Hmm.
So, because we have now expanded and the film industry in Jamaica is picking up steam, especially with Jamaica Screen Development Initiative that, the government put in place, what we're doing is we're doing elevated table reads. So every last Sunday at Johnny's place, we have one or two new scripts, depending on the length of the script. And we do the same thing. We have the actors coming about a half an hour to an hour earlier. That's the first time they get to see the script. They don't see the script before because remember, this is new works as well.
Yeah.
So we're having copyright things that we have to be dealing with. So we can't be sending out people's works.
Mm-hmm.
So they come and they see the script like half an hour before. Then they go on stage. We have a little bit of a program, because we include other little performances, some drumming here, some poetry here and there, and then they deliver the script. The writer of the script is always in the room. Mm-hmm. And there's an audience. And so the audience then gives feedback to the writer to say, oh, maybe if you change that, or if you edit that, or me like the part then, or why that character did it, or whatever. So it helps the writer to get a sense of how an audience would react to their work. And also, it allows them to hear their work. Because when you're writing, everything is in your head, But when you have actors who literally come to life, develop these characters and deliver these characters for you, you get to hear, and you hear the clash, and you go, oh, maybe that don't work, or that might work, or whatnot. So this month is month number 6. We've been doing it since March this year. And we have been doing all new scripts. It's been an amazing journey. Rudy, I'm not going to tell you. When we start, I never expected this to happen. Rosie Murray, who is our host, she said to me, Sherando, this I go big enough. I said, I don't really know about that. I could just go and read, right? And somehow it has just been getting better and better. Last month, June, we were associated with the Black River Film Festival, that's put on by Dr. Ava Brown in Black River. And we managed to have some of her guests attend. And some we're talking about guests from South Africa, from Ghana, from Atlanta, from Hollywood, from Scotland, from UK, all over the place, who were there, and they got to hear our works, and we got good feedback from them, and there's no conversation about co-production opportunities. And so this month, what we've decided to do is just step back for a second and pay homage, if you will, to some of our great theater stalwarts who have gone on before. And so this month, what we're doing is a live reading of a script called Toy Boy that was written by Basil Dawkins years ago. It was originally performed by Leonie Forbes and Voliere Johnson, who are no longer with us. Two of my absolute favorites. I remember when I saw that play as a young girl, I'm like, oh my God, when I grow up, I want to be a Leonie. Oh my God. And so, I'm so blessed and fortunate to be able to just read those words. There was also Barbara McCullough, also played the lead female role. It's a two-hander. Barbara now is unwell and not able to work like she used to. And Maylin Lowe and Christopher McFarlane, Christopher also passed, did another version of it. So we are paying homage to them, giving a shout out to the folks who have gone on before us. And Basil will be in the audience. We'll have a lot of folks from theater and film and TV and whatnot that's going to be there to give feedback and see if maybe, probably, potentially, we can stage the play again. But more than anything else, it's about giving homage to those folks and making it a safe space for new and established writers to share their works.
And that sounds great because it gives a feeling of an academy approach.
There you go.
Or at least the basis of an academy. So I could visualize you heading an actors academy.
I never ever think about that in a Rudy. I just go under the thing, maybe we'll talk.
No, because because you're talking about a craft where learning and skills are important, and there's such a these days, people are looking for that holistic approach. There's many, many different platforms now for these skills as well,
Yeah.
especially for testing new talent as well.
Yeah, yeah. And there isn't a
Right.
lot of opportunities here for new underexposed talents to have their works not just shared, but to actually get feedback on it so that they can grow.
Yeah, and of course, the great thing with some of the alternative um, social media channels, you can create content and share it to limited audience to contribute to that feedback. And
Exactly.
in other
Exactly.
words, using the digital platforms. I, I,
Absolutely.
I know you
Absolutely.
have the creative skills around it.
So we're giving them the tools to go out there
Exactly.
and make the most of it. And also we're live on Yardbridge TV, which is
Yeah.
on YouTube. So
Okay.
folks who are outside of the country will get an opportunity to be a part of the experience as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd definitely be happy to promote all of that. You just send us a link.
I will. I'm gonna send you everything in a room. Be so careful where you wish fire now.
No problem. No problem. Great. Great. So, Sherando, is there anything else you'd like us to know? And just once again, remind us how people can connect with you.
Absolutely. So beginning next month, we have Be Ready for the Role,
Yeah.
which takes you through three phases. So it's the audition process. We're talking about actors now. So or somebody who or anybody who wants to be an actor.
Mhm.
So it's the audition process. You may have been going to multiple auditions and can't figure out why not getting a call back.
Yeah.
We can help you with that. And there's also the building out a character. So you've gone through the audition, you've now gotten a character. So how do you build out this character? How do you make this character your own and make it shine when you actually go in front of the camera on set? And then the third part of it is the on-set coaching, which can be for the individual, but it can also be for the director producer who may have cast members who need guidance, additional guidance on set. We're offering those services as well. And so it can be one-on-one or it can be a group as small as two. So if yourself and your friend would like to, there's a discount on that. The information in terms of the prices will be shared once people reach out and show interest. So you can find me on Instagram at Sherando Ferril, SHERANDO FERRIL, also on Facebook, or you can send an email indicating your interest to info@yaadbridge.com. So that Unscripted Sundays happens at the end of August, and Yardbridge Entertainment now offers PR services exclusively for people within the cultural and creative industries globally.
Great. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
And
Thank you too.
see you again soon.
Thank you, Rudy. It's a pleasure.
Good night.
All right. Take care.